Hi, and welcome to this presentation on technology use planning, presented by Gina Cobb and Angela Covell. The next thing you'll do when you are looking at a technology plan is a needs assessment. A needs assessment will address the following areas of concern as witnessed on the screen. In the administrative area, you're looking at the policies, the planning that goes into this, the budgeting. How are you going to pay for all of these fantastic plans? The second area of concern is curricular. How are you going to integrate this technology? How are teachers and students going to use this? In the support area, you're looking at what kind of administrative support will teachers have? What kind of administrative support does the plan have? Does the technology department have? What kind of training and technical infrastructure is available within each school? You want to look at connectivity. What kind of LAN services do you have? What kind of district-wide LAN services do we have? Is internet access okay? Is it feasible for these programs that you are trying to download? Does it meet your needs? What kind of communication systems are available for students and teachers to use, and do those need to be upgraded? You want to look at what kind of innovations are coming along. You want to use new technologies and comprehensive technologies, and you want to be able to leave yourself open for possibly the newer or greater things that may come along. You don't want to lock a school into a particular brand or a particular type of technology that you'll purchase in a year or in a year and a half when something may come along that may be cheaper and may better meet your needs. You also want to look at the longevity of the technology that you're choosing. How long will this technology last before it needs upgrading, and how much will that cost when that happens? The next stage in technology planning comes with faculty and staff development. It's important to have a plan for what you will do with teachers, how you will get this implemented, and how you will ensure that this implementation is successful. And one of the best ways to do that is by providing initial and ongoing support for teachers in using these new technologies that are being implemented. Staff development tends to occur in 4 phases. First is awareness. What is the new software or hardware? How do we use these programs that are already available? What kind of free online programs are we asking these teachers to use? How do we do that? What are they and how? The second stage is application. Application is how do we use it with students, take it to the next level. Okay, I understand how to use this program. I understand how to get in. I understand what it can do. I understand the reports it can run. Now, how am I going to use it? How am I going to use those reports? How am I going to ask students to do this in a meaningful way? The third level of staff development is integration. This is the work smarter, not harder concept. How are we going to use this technology to teach more efficiently and more effectively? For example, using a virtual tour for history. We are integrating the internet into something that's exciting and useful for students. Instead of talking and droning about a history concept, we are bringing it to life with a virtual tour with this new internet that we've brought to our school. The last level is refinement. Refinement is taking what you've learned, these new programs that you have, that you've learned how to use, that you've learned how to use with students, and that you've really gotten good at integrating into the curriculum. And then thinking about, how can I use this to change what and how I teach? All of these stages build upon the next. So it's hard to jump from awareness to refinement without the support in building how we'll use the program in the application phase. How do we integrate it with our curriculum and what we're already doing? How do we work smarter, not harder? It's hard to change the way that we teach without having those steps take place first. So it's important to have the ongoing professional development opportunities to meet all of those needs. The last phase in technology use planning is the evaluation and research phase. This phase consists of looking at what you've done, what you have, and doing more research to make sure that the implementation is successful. Evaluation and research should occur for each of the needs assessment areas discussed previously. This should be done by teachers, by administrators, by students. Anyone using this technology, anyone who's part of the implementation should be involved in the evaluation and research. And it should be done consistently. It can happen quarterly, it can happen bi-quarterly, it can happen monthly, but it should happen consistently so that no surprises come at the end of the year when looking at how the implementation went. It should be conducted in order to evaluate efficiency of technology, whether you made a good choice in the technology purchase or technology use, and the effectiveness of that implementation. Lastly, you'll need to develop a timeline. Do we want development to occur quickly? Do we want it to occur over the course of a year? When do we want this plan to be done? The development of the plan should really be done within a 6 to 9 month period. Implementation of this plan should be limited to 1 to 2 years because technology changes rapidly and it's easy to lose sight of goals. And it needs to be revisited constantly. By constantly evaluating and looking at what you've done, looking at the plan, looking at the goals to make sure they're applicable, it will prevent any frustration and any unnecessary failures. It will be easy to look at something 3 months down the road and say, we really need new professional development, and implement that professional development before the entire plan begins to fall apart and frustration begins to occur. These references used in building this presentation contain information on how to build a technology plan, the different areas involved in building a technology plan, and how to go about this process. For more detailed information, visit one of these references on the slide. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation.